Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Game Brigade. I'm your host Brian, and on this show we do reviews, previews, and playthroughs of your favorite games, so if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I have been considering changing the intro a little bit. We've had that intro for a while, but I do a lot of Kickstarter reviews, and I'm like, should I include that in the intro voice, or do I cover it mostly pretty well? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to get your guys' opinion. Today on the show, we are doing a Kickstarter callback. What is a Kickstarter callback, you may ask? It's where we go back in time 1 month and we talk about the games that I backed on Kickstarter. We're also going to be adding a new feature to the series because I was getting nervous if there was a month that I might have a drought that I might need to have some more stuff to talk about. So I'm going to also include late pledge information on games that I have backed that you guys might be interested in getting in a late pledge option if you were not aware of them being available. I know when I was new to Kickstarter and I missed out on a Kickstarter that I was really looking forward to, but I hear about it after the fact, I would be super bummed. I'm like, man, I can't get that game now. And I was kind of naive about late pledges and being able to get into the game. Sometimes you can get into the game just before it ships. So it's a huge benefit sometimes to get on a late pledge. So I'm going to include a late pledge in this one. If you guys like it, if you want me to kind of include the callbacks to games I've backed, as well as some interesting looking late pledges that I find, let me know. Also, before we get too far along, I want to apologize for the hiatus that we had in the last week. I had a lot of stuff planned, guys. And I had a friend come over. He spent about 2 weeks with us. And so it really, unfortunately, with like real life work and then entertaining, it took a lot of time away from other things, and I couldn't quite get to what I wanted to cover. But I have a notepad here of stuff I wanted to cover here. So last week I was going to cover the Hero Quest. If you don't know, Hero Quest is being crowdfunded right now. Also, I was going to cover Planet Apocalypse. That's no longer because it's done. I would have not recommended backing it personally. Machina Arcana is another one that's still available and active that I was planning on covering. Unfortunately, didn't have the time. But now we're in a new week. And this is the problem with stuff like this, because now that's like kind of old, and now we've got new stuff. So Frostpunk is currently on my radar to do a review for Frostpunk, and then ISS Vanguard is going to have some interesting news in terms of crowdsourcing. So I want to cover that as well. So what do you guys think? Do you think I should go back and cover some of the stuff? Are you interested in any of that stuff, or do you think it's been covered already? Let me know in the comment section down below, and if you could, please put a hashtag backlog and let me know with the hashtag if I should. That way I can easily find those answers in the search. Final bit of groundskeeping updates before we get to the actual episode today. Normally, for new people to the show, I normally don't have this much info dump. This is just we've had a hiatus for weeks. I got to do a little bit of info dump. We still have a giveaway going. Remember, we have a giveaway for a $99 pledge for Oathsworn that we're giving away at 3,000 subscribers. And guys, we are so close. We got up to 2,750 over the weekend. So thank you for that. I appreciate all the support for all the new subscribers, especially the guys that came from 7th Citadel and Dinosaur World. Thank you guys for all the new subscriptions. I truly do appreciate it. If you are interested in getting onto that giveaway, I will have a little video right here that you can click on that'll take you to the information to make sure you guys qualify and know about all the rules regarding that. And then make sure you come back to this video and don't forget your secret word, because there's going to be a secret word hidden somewhere in the video. All right, so that should cover everything. Let me move this. That should cover everything, I think. I think we got everything well squared away. So let's go ahead and cut over to the real meat of the topic. So this is not going to be too, this stuff is going to be pretty obvious. I said in the last videos that I actually covered these games, that I was going to back them. And so it's kind of going to be a little bit redundant, but I wanted to make sure I covered it anyways. So the game that I was most excited for when I saw it announced a couple of months ago was 7th Citadel. I have now finally played 7th Continent, so now I can actually say I've played the game. Once I backed this game, I said, I got to play 7th Continent because I need to know. 7th Continent, to me, I enjoyed it, but I can see how people feel like it's an on-rails-like experience. 7th Citadel has made promises to change the amount of of survival aspects and make it more of an open-based adventure game, which I really enjoyed 7th Continent's adventure aspect as it was. The idea of exploring new cards, revealing parts of this island. You really have no idea where you're at, so you're trying to build the map through your memories in your head and trying to figure out where you're trying to go. I really like that. So I figured 7th Citadel is going to be a solid back for me. It is still active as of the time of this recording. Remember, I always record a day in the past, so this will be like 6 days ago when it goes live, but it's still available. So if you're interested in backing it, I do think the 7th Citadel will retain its value. There's a lot of stuff here. They're actually adding a lot of new additional purchases that you can check out on your own. I haven't added anything to my pledge right now. I'm just a standard pledge for right now. The next game that I covered this last month was Dinosaur World. And this is one that I'm going to be backing, but I'm also, there's a caveat to this because I'm backing it with 2 other friends. So this is one that I still probably would buy it on my own if this was just to be 100% my game. But it's not one that I'm like dying to have. Dinosaur Island, the first I'm not even going to say the word because I can't right now. I really want to say it though. The first iteration. Okay. The first go at Dinosaur World was Dinosaur Island, and I was very interested in the idea of that because I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan. Grew up with Jurassic Park. I watched it in the theaters when I was like 8 years old. Totally down with that game. Loved it. So Dinosaur, but the art aesthetic was kind of off, and there was mixed reviews. People were like really into it, and some people said, it's not for me. So I was like, okay, well, I'll hold off. Dinosaur World has claimed to fix a lot of the minor issues that Dinosaur Island had, as well as fix the aesthetic issue to make it look more like a park. So I'm like, okay, I'm down. I'm really down. And I have my friends, like I said, are also huge Jurassic Park fans. We love the franchise. So we're all going to pool our money in and we're going to get it. I'll pay for the shipping so it can stay at my house. But, if they want to borrow it, if they want to play it with their friends or family, totally fine. And that's great. And I think if you can buy games sometimes with friends, it can kind of take the burden off of the purchase because some of these games can get relatively expensive. In the last video, though, I mentioned that the Roaring Right was a game that the add-on here was one that I was interested in. I had originally backed the Roaring Right along with the Dinosaur World. I have now removed the Roaring Right. There's just not enough of that type of mechanic that I'm really into to warrant paying an additional $30 for. So I can pick that up later if I get like a real big itch, I can pick up at the secondary market. I could find a way to pick up Roaring Right, but not necessarily for me. I'm not going to go with that. But Dinosaur World, I'm 100% in. Really, really enjoy it. I also like Pandarosa games, so we're going to go with that. So the games, the final game that I want to cover today for the late back, I need to scroll down. Here is Nemesis Lockdown. Nemesis was the game of the year for me on the channel. I have been wanting to play Nemesis for a very long time. I missed out on the original Kickstarter for Nemesis, and I kicked myself for not being able to get it then. I kicked myself for not knowing about any kind of late pledge options, and when I tried to buy it at retail, it was nearly impossible, and it was way too expensive. As I covered in the video for Nemesis, I'll have that right here. It was way too expensive to purchase at retail, so I was not going to get it. When Nemesis Lockdown originally released, it was said that it was going to be a standalone game for one, and two, that they were not going to offer Nemesis with the Kickstarter. There is some, I believe Asmodee owns now the rights to Nemesis, but they did come to an agreement that they could print an English version of Nemesis for this Kickstarter. So I was all in. Super stoked. I've picked up both Nemesis Lockdown as well as Nemesis. If you're looking for an experience that's thematic, alien-like the movie Alien-like experience, this game would be for you. I don't necessarily think you have to get both. I think you could be totally fine with getting just Nemesis. I think you'd be totally fine just getting Lockdown. I personally am going with both. And if you scroll down to some of their add-ons here, some of these add-ons went for a pretty penny after the fact. So if you're interested in picking them up, I would recommend getting them in the pledge rather than getting, say, this core box bundle and been like, you know what, I really want Carnomorphs and I didn't get Carnomorphs. You would probably serve yourself better to get the stuff that you might need rather than the stuff you really want, because if you need to go back and get them, you're most likely not going to find it, or you're going to have to pay a pretty penny, which who wants to do that? Because if you buy it and you're like, you know what, Carnomorphs isn't mine, sell it for $70. I mean, you're going to make your money back on it plus some. So that's my opinion on that. Again, really stoked. There is a sun drop option for Nemesis games. Awaken Realms covers a sun drop option. I personally am not doing the sun drop, but I wouldn't shame anyone who wanted to do that. It's just too much money when I'm buying an all-in pledge to then also include a sun drop. It's just a lot. You're looking at a house mortgage at that point, right? So again, I'll have all of the links here in the information down below. And also, guys, if you have any questions on anything that I'm covering, check the links down below. I usually try to fill out like timestamps and everything for you to make your viewing browsing experience as easy as possible. So this was a very quick rundown of the Kickstarter callback. It feels like it's been a while since I do one of these, but it's because it's been a month since I've done it, so that's probably why. So we are going to be wrapping up. If you are here for the giveaway word, I want you to leave a comment down below with the word priority somewhere in your comment. Please make them fun, unique. I enjoy them when you guys come up with interesting, fun comments. I will talk to you guys all very soon. Again, make sure you guys leave a hashtag for the backlog items if you have any comments or suggestions for me. Or seriously, if you guys have a game that you think is going to come up and you want me to cover it, leave it in the comment section down below. I would love to have some dialogue in terms of what we're looking at in terms of Kickstarters. Also, forgot to mention this. The Discord channel is available, and we're going to be offering a giveaway through an Instagram again very soon. So we're going to have another Wingspan giveaway here very shortly through the Instagram. So check your socials down below for more information along that. I will wrap this up now. Man, I really info dumped you guys today. I'm sorry. We will hopefully not do so much info dumping next time. Talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.